Yeah, so what I was saying is that like the game Monster Hunter worked heavily off of audio cues. So that was one thing, because I want to be able to hear when monsters do stuff, specifically roars and actions and things like that. 2, I want to hear the voice acting because that's part of the game, and I want to hear how the story progresses. 3, when the game is being spoken word, sometimes they'll start, like, when I first interact with an NPC in Monster Hunter, sometimes it'll actually say stuff. It's written dialogue, and it'll have voice acting for it, and then it'll peter out, and then it'll go to written word where I then would have to... Well, I don't have to, but I would then read out loud what the rest of the comments were. But I didn't know where one ended and one started, or vice versa. So I wanted to make sure I got that right. And then the most important reason why I was having a hard time playing the game after I had no volume was the fact that I was trying to play with voice control. I was using Discord, and Sleipnir, Lily, and Milkjug were also... Sleipnir and Milkjug... Sleipnir and Lily were playing with me in Discord, and then Milkjug wanted to join as well, and I wouldn't have been able to hear any of them, so we wouldn't have been able to unify and act as a squad. That's pretty much the reason why I was like, oh, I have to play a different game at this point. If I wasn't going to enjoy playing it, there was no reason to play it.
If not for you, the devils would have devoured us.
So as far as the game we're playing today, this is Thronebreaker Witcher Tales. So it's an adventure story-based game, RPG kind of style, that uses both concepts of like this kind of storytelling where I select my options and like almost like choose your own adventure kind of deal with how it progresses the story. And then for all of the combat encounters and most other encounters, we're playing Gwent, which is an internal card game in the Witcher universe to resolve scenarios. So right now, I am playing as the main character. I'm playing as Meve, which was the old queen of Lyria before she got dethroned by her own son and the marauding Nilfgaardian invaders. So I'm trying to get my throne back. I'm trying to rebuild my army and rebuild my honor. And this is a king of a neighboring kingdom who I'm trying to seek aid of to help me restore myself to my former glory. And when I found his kingdom, it was already under attack from the Nilfgaardian invaders, so we figure one hand kind of washes the other. And that's where we're at.
I should say it was nothing. But the truth is, I need your aid.
Aid? But you see, my army is no more. I must pull back, regroup.
Pull back? Where to? The golden sun flies over your entire realm.
To Redania, to take shelter at the court there.
Okay.
And then? Will you sit and watch the fool juggle apples as Nilfgaard parcels all Edirn out to its settlers?
Meve, one must know when to fold and when to double down. Nilfgaard has stretched the front. Winter will soon be here. Let the costs claw away at them.
I don't think that's going to happen.
A year, 2, then we strike. And we shall prove the Empire is a colossus with feet of clay.
I don't think we have. I think he's off because they don't have a year or 2 to just sit and wait. If the Nilfgaardians come in and destroy everything, they're going to take they're not taking hostages. They're just slaughtering. Yeah. Do you see fit or you're a coward? Oof, man, she is a shark. No, we need to convince him to help us. So unfortunately, I'm gonna kind of bait him with you are a coward and hope this works. Do as you see fit is not gonna get us closer to what we need.
You're a coward, Demavend. A common coward.
What's up?
Perhaps so.
Welcome back, Dorenzo.
Courage alone wins no wars. Soldiers do. And Nilfgaard simply has many more.
So I figured out the puzzle, Dorenzo, but I don't know that I could. I mean, I guess I take credit for it because it did happen, but at the same time, we just kept trying other options. It was one of those situations where we just kept placing pieces until one of them fit. And it was in the middle of it, I was like almost in awe of the fact that I was getting it. Like I didn't even believe that we were getting the winning the winning play, because I just kept trying different things. That is tough, but I got 20, and that's all I needed. I was able to kill the troll. See, it felt impossible, but I started with the riders on the bottom. I did the Wagenberg, which is the one that boosts for armor. I put the riders on the bottom, and then I cast the infantrymen up on top, and then moved one infantryman up, moved the riders up, cast the other infantryman on the bottom, moved the riders down, then use the other infantryman was left over to move it back up again. Something like that. I don't know. I was able to get it. It's hard to describe. I'm trying to remember it like turn for turn. But I was able to use the whole trick was to make sure you use all of the order abilities before you cast the guy that restores all order abilities. And that was the one thing I wasn't doing all other times. I was trying to restore order abilities before they used them all. So we needed to expend all order abilities and move those riders as much as possible. Somehow we managed to figure it out. What a hard puzzle that was. This game has some really difficult puzzles and combats.
I can't live like that.
So what shall you do instead?
Fight on, until I win, or the black-clad curs tear me apart.
Gods, such pity I have for your husband. The poor man must have had a rough go of it.
Yeah, all order abilities twice, exactly. So I had to use the order abilities once, and then I had to use the order abilities again. But the problem was I was trying to do it where I used order abilities twice for 2 units, but only once for the others, and I needed to do it twice for all. And I was trying to figure out a way to do that by also making the riders move up and down as many times as possible. Sorry, my phone is not on silent. How rude of me.
He seemed content with his life while it lasted. Yet I'm serious, Demavend, in my request. You truly won't aid me. Provide nothing at all.
What? There's Dash. The sleeping kitty. But he's just knocked out. A card has been added to our army again. A royal decree.
I will tell my men whoever so wishes can join your party and fight on.
Nice.
But please, curb your excitement. They are tired. Few will choose the path of greater resistance.
Where did you find it? Oh, you found it on a wiki? Is that where you found the results of the... Actually, you know, I don't even want to know if I don't really know if I want to know how you found it, because I don't want to look up. I like playing this game completely blind.
But. Are you familiar with the saying, when at wit's end, a dwarf's your friend?
No, I don't think I'm familiar with that saying, Demavend.
Yes.
Oh,
to
she
many
is.
others. Yet as much as I appreciate folk wisdom, I prefer facts to philosophy at the moment. Preferably facts relevant to my situation.
Electric boogaloo for Dash. I'm happy he's hanging out. He's not camera shy today. He's been sleeping on camera pretty much most of the time we've been playing.
How about this? Mahakam is but a week's ride from here. And there you'll find thousands of dwarves armed to the teeth. Enough to turn the tides of this war, I venture.
Yes, they could. If not for another fact. That the dwarves have always been famously indifferent to strife between humans. They'll never come to my aid. Bah, I doubt they'll even let me into their land.
Unless you show them this.
Oh,
The leaden
shoot.
ring. A token of amity given to me by the Elder-in-Chief.
Oh, this is awesome.
That's not to say they'll welcome you with open arms. But they will hear you out. And that is something
Yeah, we haven't even dealt with dwarves at all. What is interesting? Pando, what do you have?
Dwarven infantry I'd make good use of. I shall do as you say. Or at least try.
Good. And to ease your journey somewhat, I'll give you as your guide the best man, or rather woman, for the task.
Okay.
Rayla!
Hey,
Yes, Your Grace?
she's already on our
You've been
side.
to Mahakam with me many times. You know their paths. Take Queen Meve and her party there.
Yes, Black Rayla continues in
Twould
our
be
journey.
an honor, Your Majesty.
I'll send messengers ahead that the dwarfs may expect your arrival. Until then, good luck, Meve. And may we one day waltz upon the grave of our foe, Emperor Emir.
I want to romance Black Rayla. I love her.
May it be so. Just as long as I get to lead.
Ah, of course. Farewell, Queen.
All right, I hate this guy less now after this interaction.
Meve left Aldersburg in ill spirits. Rather than provide the help she had hoped for, Demavend had merely sent her on to Mahakam. Her way west was lit first by the glow of a burning city,
Oof.
then by the smoldering remains of charred villages by the roadside. It was clear the war against Nilfgaard had taken a bitter turn. Each stranger was now treated as an enemy, and the customarily hospitable Adernians slammed their doors at anyone's approach. The party's morale was somber as well, and did not even improve with the first sight of mountains looming in the distance. Wandering among the ashes, Meve entered the dwarves' domain.
I realized that I should have had my camera up here the whole time. I mean, that's why no one was able to help me earlier with that, with the combat that we were
Along
dealing with.
perilously steep paths, Black Rayla led the Queen and company towards Mahakam, the dwarven homeland. There, among snow-capped peaks, someone awaited.
Yes, dwarves.
Rayla, you brought strangers.
Gabor, I present to you Meve, Queen of Lyria and Rivia.
Ah, a queen. Crivens. Well then.
A large shadow
Oh
swept
crap!
across the
Oh,
sky.
dragon!
The dwarf swallowed the rest of his greeting as all raised their gazes to see a dragon soar swiftly toward Mount Carbon.
Keltilis, dinna be afeard, he isn't a threat to us.
The dwarf had broken the silence gently, he himself quite familiar with this altogether unusual sight.
And now,
Damn.
sit yourselves down afore the pottage grows cold.
I removed it just so you guys can see the
But
entire
Frodo.
cinematic.
Drake?
I'm back. Oh, I'm so happy we get to interact with dwarves. The Game of Thrones had a huge pop culture impact, and they botched the ending. Yes, lost a lot of goodwill at the end. Yeah, yes, I do remember that very, very vividly. I was one of the ones who loved the show, but was really annoyed with how it ended. Why do you bring it up? You think Witcher's gonna do the same thing?
Stone shriveling marvel, innit? Makes you almost sad the lizards are dying out.
Should you not worry more about the fate of your brethren? That creature will soon have all Mahakam aflame.
Damn.
Ha! Keltilis?
Oh, look at...
No, he's lived here centuries. Harmless for the most part. Now, your grace, a taste.
I love that his heraldry is a pipe. It's awesome.
No, none. Though your offer of repast I value, good sir.
Oh, no need of that. Gabor, please. Enchanted to make your acquaintance.
I love Black Rayla's outfit.
Gabor here's a true local notable, from one of Mahakam's leading clans, the Zigrins. But then he wouldn't be our guide if he wasn't. A guide for all important guests.
See? Oh, they're paying homage to the books and the show again, because Zigrin was in the show. He was one of the dwarves from the Zigrin clan. He was in the show. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I agree with you. I would let her step on you. I would let her sit on me.
A pleasure. And as I said, I thank you for your hospitality, but I've no time to feast now. I must speak to your ruler at once.
Don't mean no offence, but Elder-in-Chief Bruverhoog's a recluse of sorts, as humans go. Didn't even meet the ones that wear crowns. But I suppose I could, meaning if you drafted a letter...
Her Majesty's got Demoven's signet, given willingly.
Ah. Well, that's a sheep of a different sort.
Look at this. Do we got their help?
We didn't let many human folk into Mahakam, and for good reason. So those who we let come through the second gate get blindfolded. Just after they've surrendered their arms at the first.
Uh-oh.
But you've the
Not
right
us?
thing. Given one of your kind to confirm trust and amity. So, we're certain we can treat you as one of our own. Elder-in-Chief's in the pass visiting. Looking to his flock. Come on. No reason you two shouldn't jabber right quick.
What? You two shouldn't jabber right quick? What does that even mean?
Though the Lyrian infantry rose half an ell taller than the dwarf, he moved with remarkable ease through the waist-high snow, while those behind him slipped and stumbled on the ice-slick rocks. Meve and Rhaeda trailed the party, so they might speak in private.
Cool. Oh, look, see? Maybe we get that romance. Yes, I got a new card. Oh, he's smoking a pipe. Look at him. What is he? He's got a battle axe? Is he sitting on like a totem? Like the snow in the background. You dislike non-humans, I thought. And the ring, how did it end up in Demoven's hands? Let's get straight to the point on that one. No, we'll say one of these.
Non-humans you despised immensely, I believed.
They don't bother me a bit. Long as they stay in their lands, seek fortune nowhere else.
No, that's not true, really. You hate elves.
I detest only those who infest our cities, humbly insist on belonging to our guilds, holding office in our institutions, armies.
So you hate them.
Yet some find a place for themselves, blend in marvelously.
Like the
It's
dwarves.
never lasting. They're different, odd. Strain's inevitable. And then they'll always stab a human in the back.
Okay, and the ring. How did you wind up with Demoven's hands?
The
Oh,
ring. However did Demovend come to possess it?
Elder-in-Chief himself gave it to him, years ago. A decade, perhaps more.
Why?
Oh, you must have heard the tale, Your Grace. You see, formerly, Foltest of Temeria's sovereign of Mahakam, he believed it was his right to tax any Leand lands, so he sent collectors. Well, the dwarves felt stripped, so they stripped the collectors down to their natural state. Put them in beer barrels, they then rolled down the mountainside.
that's awesome. I want to play that game. I like the music in this area.
Ah, my. That incited Foltest's ire, I'm sure.
Indeed, Ember hot ire. A punitive expedition was assembled immediately. We're about to set off when Demoven managed to dissuade Foltest. Elder-in-Chief gave him the ring in thanks.
I like that they're even talking about Foltest, because Foltest is also a major character. Not major, but he's a big character in the show and in the books that we've seen so far. What's up, Endor Thunder? What's going on? Hey there. Hey there. What's up? How are you? Welcome in.
I see it all now.
Thanks for hanging out.
Prevented Mahakam's slaughter, Demoven did.
Your Majesty, Demoven prevented a slaughter, true. But Faltists in the Temerians, not the dwarves. Mahakaman fortifications. Well, you'll soon see. No human will take them, ever.
Oh, crap.
The Elder's gratitude, then? Not certain I know where it came from.
I don't know how far along I am. I'm gonna guess and say I'm about halfway through the story. I'm hoping at least 3/4. I didn't even know the game came out on the Switch though, but I'm absolutely loving it. It is a little slow though. I think for streaming, definitely not the best game I could be streaming, but it's early on a Wednesday for me, so I don't mind just kind of relaxing a bit before Chris goes live, which is our other host on Shake the Box. But I really am enjoying it. I'm enjoying the game very much. The story is awesome. The voice acting is awesome. The art's incredible. The game mechanics are acceptable. I like the puzzles and I like the action and combat of Gwent, but I really would prefer not to play Gwent in its natural habitat. I kind of just like it here. I think it's perfect for this game.
Had the dwarves crushed the Temerians? No, when they had done so, what would have happened? Why, retaliation against all non-humans in Temeria. Bruver knew this, so in fact, Demoven saved them.
Oh, I am going to be playing Curse of the Dead Gods. Curse of the Dead Gods is a godlike game. I really, really, really enjoy that game, Torenzo. He'd be farther if he was better at puzzles. That puzzle, all the other puzzles, I think I did pretty good at. I think there was 2 other puzzles that I'd struggled with. It's slightly, but that one puzzle with the troll, oof, Ender Thunder, and I'm in the second map. There's this one puzzle with this troll that is a freaking nightmare, and I would love to hear how you dismantle that troll and what you deal with.
Exceptionally provident, the Elder-in-Chief.
And shrewd as a swarm of snakes. So when you speak, beware his hiss, and weigh your every word.
Uh-oh. Okay, so I have to be concerned about that. You love Witcher 3 more in the Gwent standalone card game. I agree with you. I mean, I haven't really played too much into Witcher 3, which I plan to play at some point. Like, that's kind of the reason why I'm playing this game, is to kind of transition into that game at some point. I played Gwent on iOS. I definitely... Oh, appreciate the follow, Ender Thunder. Thanks. Welcome to the Shake the Box family. I really, really like Gwent's mechanics, but just like in this game specifically, I really enjoy it. I don't know that I would want to play Gwent competitively. It just seems like sometimes there's just mechanics that just don't make sense, and it kind of bothers me.
Rayla,
Like some guessing work, but maybe it's just I'm unfamiliar with it. I think that the world of like The Witcher is the realm and stuff, and the story of it is probably like one of my favorite realms in most fantasies. I can relate to it the most.
Arm with one so bold as you is an honor from which I'll not readily resign.
Oh.
I was to lead
She
you to
really
Mahakam,
likes us.
King Demoven's order. As to my duties afterwards, I receive no instructions.
Ooh. This
So
is it.
until a sealed scroll containing such arrives, I will serve your grace under her command.
I've always room for those like of your ilk in my ranks, and you must return to Demoven. It's time. No way. No. I want to hang out with her. I've always got room for those of your ilk. So this is like
I'm
our favorite
content,
card.
Rayla. The times are such that no aid can I dismiss, and yours in particular.
I'm humbled, your grace.
So it said I chose one evil over another. Maybe the right thing to do was to send her back, like it was just assumed that she would go back after I got here. But, you know, they're like, I'm in agreement. You know, no one said anything otherwise.
Let us move on. I've grown amply curious of this Elder-in-Chief, this Bruver Hoog.
Why would I want to get rid of her?
Your Grace, I have a message for your eyes only.
Oh, we have a message. All right, what is this map like? Oh, cool. Oh, wow, this map is huge. All right, so this seems a little bit more linear than some of the other maps that we've been on. Like, there's really only one way to go, it seems. This way. Which, you know, to be honest with you, I'm okay with, because there was a lot of running around that we did on the other map that was just, it felt kind of pointless when in the end, it was taking us on this linear path regardless of what we wanted to do. So I'm okay with this. Just kind of traversing these mountaintops and stuff. I guess we're going to probably see a lot of really dope vistas as we go around here. Like, this is probably going to look amazing at this cliffside to look around these mountains. What else do we have to look forward to? It's probably just the stuff up here. I bet you when we go over here, this will be beautiful to look out at. Cool. I like the art for the dwarves here. Really interesting. Alright, so we'll get into this area and then we'll scout up. Any funny stories from medieval festivals? Aside from dressing like retards. I wonder if I have any like specific stories. I can move this down just so you guys can see our resources maybe. I don't even know if it's necessary. But just in case you're curious what our resources are, you can see them now. I also wish they hadn't delayed Cyberpunk, but at the same time, I want them to come out with a finished product. So I'll take a delay in a game, provided that when it comes out, comes out the way it's supposed to come out. So if it takes another year for them to make it, and it comes out to be and it's perfect at its release, where I don't have to keep paying for new DLC and crap, I'll take it.
What an honor! Even the arbalists salute us with cocked quarrels.
Oh, that well. An ounce of prevention saves a slag heap of trouble.
Ooh, the dwarves. This is like, I'm really excited to come across the dwarves like this. I haven't like seen them really. I haven't seen like a dwarven kingdom portrayed in Witcher. Thanks for the follow, Akiro. What's going on? Welcome in. I also welcome you to the Shake the Box family. Can I get this? How do I get over there? Thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. I don't know. I mean, at this point, we can easily say the problem they ran into is coronavirus. But aside from that, I'm not really sure. Got annoyed, though. You modded The Witcher 3 in Gwent system, and I'm super angry. Why? Why are you angry about that? I got all the Gwent cards and deleted? Oh, no! You had almost all of them? That's terrible. So as you were running around collecting the cards, when you modded it, you lost everything that you got? Is there any way that you can mod them back in, maybe? I bet you there's a way that you can grab them. You got past the Duke of Dogs and got stuck in the Nilfgaard patrol, and I couldn't figure it out. Ooh, I wonder what fight that was. Was it a puzzle fight? You just gotta get back in there. The nice part is you can restart them. There's been a couple of really challenging fights. So I don't know do you remember at all, Thunder, if that fight gave you a specific deck, or were you able to use the deck that you had already built? Because I found in this game that once you get into the game and you start messing around with stuff, to go into your command tent and change around the deck that you have, your starting deck, you're at a huge advantage if you mess around with the starting deck and make some really cool stuff. But if you just try to play the game with the deck that it starts you with, you're gonna. I would imagine that you probably run into a roadblock. Yeah, I don't really know. What the problem is with Cyberpunk though, Pando. I think that they probably just wanted to polish it. Maybe because they've been adding some new voice actors and stuff. Maybe that had something to do with it. Draw and play 2 Blitz units from your deck. Oh, that's a good card. That could get these guys out if we put more of them into the deck. And then what was the dwarf that we got? The dwarf that we added. Hey, thanks. Thanks for the cheers, Randon. Oh, there you go. Farronon actually knows. It's a really shame Cyberpunk 27 looked awesome. It's still gonna be awesome though. Deus Ex, but better. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome when the game comes out. I'm not particularly... Oh, a skull. Where did we get this? Banish any number of units from your graveyard, then damage all units in a row by the amount banished. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, here's the dwarf. Oh, so Gabber Zigrin. Spawn and play. And Gabber Left Hook or Gabber Bottomless Pockets. So if I play Left Hook, damage a unit by 10. If it was destroyed, deal any remaining damage to another unit. Or the other one, play 1 trinket from your deck. I guess I'll just put it in. I mean, we'll just throw them in there. It's a cool card. We still are under our max rations. I know it's extra cards that we probably don't need, but as long as we're under max rations, that's all that matters. It's not the worst thing. Instead of anything, I would take out like one of these trinkets to make room for the card. Like taking this out. Actually, this doesn't add any resources, so yeah, it doesn't add to our recruitment costs. So I don't know. I'll keep him in there. He's a cool card. I feel like more bombers are better because if we have the bombers in there, if we have 2 more bombers in there, we can do bombers on round 2. But it is what it is. Yeah, so Baronon, you said that it's all about the polishing for the product for the best release. Is that what they're going through right now? They know how much people hate when things come out like Fallout. Yeah, they don't want to do what Fallout 76 did. Like, they want to release a game and release it in its prime form. And I don't blame them for it. Like, I'll take it that way. Said I don't know how far I'll get into Cyberpunk. I have to see the game played. Maybe I'll play around with it a little bit. I usually don't play first persons. But my thing is that I feel like I want to play that game and try not to deal with combat, because I heard that you can play the game and avoid combat, and I think that that's a cool idea in general. And if I can play the game and avoid combat, I want to participate in that. I feel like that would be a different experience altogether. Okay, so now we can start upgrading some of our other cards here. So I'm already looking at some of our training grounds to see what other things that we could build, because now we've unlocked. So this might be like the second to last or the last map, because there's no more upgrades after this. So enables you to trade gold for wood, or recruits as well as wood for gold. Oh, we definitely want that. So I almost feel like I'm going to build this just so I could build this. So if I can get the wood that I need, I have a ton of gold. Increasing the slingers will increase our damage by 4 with the slingers. I sort of want to increase the things that will make the cards that we play the most do more damage. Which in turn makes me... Oh, I have this too? Each unit gains 1 armor at the start of battle. Each unit gains 2 armor to start a battle. Oh, that's fantastic. Decreases gold cost of creating units by 25%. That's not as important, but these are really good. And I also would love to be able to get this workshop and get this pit trap upgraded. Because if I can upgrade our pit traps, we've been, instead of dealing 2 damage, it deals 3 damage. That is fantastic. Horse Thief. I never even seen this card. Mark a unit after 3 turns on start. Switch its power to this unit's power. Interesting. Alright, so we want this, but I think that ultimately what we should work towards is getting this so we can trade our gold so we can get everything else faster, because we have a ton of gold and not a lot of wood. So we're going to unlock this. Even though we're not playing with any of these cards specifically, the Grey Rider, Lyrian Cavalry, play a copy of this unit from your deck. Really don't love that. You were modding Witcher 3, and you missed out on a quest to win Geralt as... To win Geralt? Oh, as he's one of the cards? That's sick. And when I added a mod, they'd all disappear. I had Ciri as well, but she's amazing. Yeah, I imagined her as a card would be really, really good. But I don't know how she is. Like I said, I didn't really play much of Witcher 3. I want to get into it, but I have a suspicion that playing Gwent on this game, I'm going to be at an advantage. So now how do I do this? Enables you to trade gold for wood as well as wood for gold. So where do I do that? Maybe that's a new tent? And where? Where would we do that? Trade wood for gold or recruits as well as wood for gold. Oh, there it is. Found it. So exchange 400 gold for 100 wood. Oh man, that's not an even exchange rate. I don't need more recruits, and I don't need gold. So at least now we know we can do this. We can build what we need to do. So what did Ciri do? And do you know what Gwent did in the game? As far as what the cards did, Thunder? Like, I would love to know what Ciri did, and I would love to know what Geralt did. Not Gwent, but what Geralt did. They use mocap for the love scene? in Witcher? Or in... Are you talking about Witcher or are you talking about Cyberpunk, Pando? Oh, I want to know. Sounds juicy. What's up, Gale Guy? Yes. A delayed game is eventually good. A rush game is bad forever. Yes, yes. I'll clap to that. Thronebreaker. I think it was the guy who was like an envoy of Nilfgaard. I'm pretty bad at puzzle duels in the game, but that's my fault. The puzzles are not easy at all. I wish I can go back to that. Maybe at some point I'll be able to go back to specific puzzles and like run through them, but you just definitely have to keep restarting it. If it gives you an assigned deck, Thunder, there, you know, that's just trial and error. You just got to keep playing it over and over again until you finally unlock it. And I've reset fights like 50 times, especially the one that I was talking about before with Dorenzo. There was that one fight that I kept doing over and over and over and over again with the trolls, and I literally just couldn't beat it, and eventually it just finally happened, just maybe by luck, but I'm gonna be honest, probably mostly by luck, because I just kept trying to do the same stuff over and over again. But eventually it clicked and I got it, and I have to say it was worth it, because now I am in love with this game. You read an article on it. You were happy that they were waiting to release it until it's up to everyone else's expectations. Yeah, I agree with that. And after what happened to Fallout, I'm sure that they were concerned and well, they didn't make Fallout, but I guess they saw what happened in the market and they were like, hey, we can't do that. And conversely, what happened to the success of Red Dead 2 after they waited a bit? I don't think that I realized that Red Dead Redemption 2 got delayed so long. But again, I hadn't played a Red Dead game since the original Red Dead Revolver. So I never got to play Red Dead Redemption or Red Dead Redemption 2, but both games I probably would love, and I'd love to get my hands on them at some point, because they're right up my alley. I love the Red Dead games. Oh, so I'm happy that you know a lot about Witcher. I feel like I don't have a lot of Witcher fans, and I completely agree with what you said. Meve is so cool. She's like my hero. And Foltest, I just like the way he's written. Radovit is a jerk. Truth be told. Preach, Thunder, preach. Alright, so letter from Captain Tobias. Your Majesty, as promised, I am reporting to you in the situation in Illyria and Rivia. Your son is king in name only. True power is held by the Count Cadwell and General Apt-Day. So Cadwell was my original like counselor, and General Apt-Day is the king of Nilfgaard, or at least the general of the Nilfgaard invasion. From what I hear, both lust and soul control, thus conflict them is inevitable. Soon Nilfgaard will start expelling peasants from the best lands of Illyria and Rivia and importing their own settlers to replace them. Willem tries to delay the process, but General Apt-Day will not relent. Our prayers for your success, milady. Captain Tobias. So the Captain Tobias, basically, as we escaped, he was the one who let us out of the gates unscathed. We didn't like we were gonna leave the gates, and our our bandit leader was suggested that we just snipe him and kill him, but instead of doing that, we decided to move forward unscathed by Captain Tobias. He didn't decide to kill us, which was awesome. So now he's a good friend of ours. Better max out sneak in cyber. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play that game very sneaky and I'm gonna play it with a lot of, like, I don't know, charisma, or I guess I'm just gonna try not to play Cyberpunk without killing anything if I can avoid, or at least not. I'll kill stuff, but I don't want to play it traditionally. Like, if I can get in and out of situations without just outright slaughtering everything, I'm gonna go for that as an option. But I've heard that was an option, so if I can do that, I'm going to. Not an expert, but I feel like the game takes so long from the pre-dev release to how it's restructured multiple times, unless you're in Anthem. Oh my god, Anthem, RIP. Pretty sure they managed to land it as Cyberpunk 2077, not 2076. They're gonna get it right. But that's another, what Varanon said before, where they didn't want to release it like Fallout. Same thing. They don't want to release another Anthem, so they're gonna put it out, and they're gonna put it out right. But Anthem is that's a sad thing. I didn't play Anthem, but I just heard bad things, and I know the game's kind of dead. But I heard that they're gonna relaunch Anthem, so we'll see what happens. Situation in Mahakam. Stable, unchanged for centuries. No evidence of internal opposition. Open to covert. Power in Markham held by Elder-in-Chief Brohovog Hogue, ruling on behalf of clans. Warning, Hogue extremely difficult negotiator partner. Tiresome to get him to sit down talks. Deathly wearying to convince him to make even minor compromises. Only values of Markham is and its inhabitants. Appeals to anything else led nowhere. During present war, Markham maintains strict neutrality, trades to both Nilfgaard and Northern Realms. Oh, so he's going to be a tough shell to crack. You purchased a world map and gave your wife a dart and said, throw her this, and wherever it lands, I'm taking you for the holiday. It turns out we're spending 3 weeks behind the fridge. Thank you, ND. I'm so happy you're back with some jokes. That's where my dart would land. It would be behind the fridge. I was actually hoping that was going to be a true story until I realized that you had the punchline, and I was like, oh god, here it goes. Oh god, that was a good one. Yeah, Thronebreaker will probably help you with Gwent skills. Yeah, that's already doing it, as well as the lore, for sure. That's kind of why I wanted to play this game, because I guess it's like a prequel to the games. I think it's a sequel to the books, but a prequel to the games. I'm pretty sure that's where this lands in lore. But I hear that Meve knighted Geralt, which explains why he's always introduces himself as Geralt of Rivia. That would also explain stuff. But I'm pretty sure that she's the Queen of Lyria, not Rivia. But that is a little confusing. I'm not entirely sure on that one. But I think that she was from Rivia originally. Cyberpunk. Ooh. So to make the animators' lives easier. So what love scene are you talking about? Had you seen a love scene in one of the trailers that you're referring to, Pando? Because I didn't even ever see that. I don't think that I've seen much of the trailers, let alone seeing a love scene in the trailers. But the fact that they put mocap on it, good for those actors. Well done, well done. A little jealous of them. Yeah, definitely post that if you can in Discord. I would love to see what trailer that came from. You know, I'm just curious. That's all. It's just out of sheer curiosity. I won't leave stream to view it. He picked of Rivia randomly, but he was knighted later as such. Oh, so there's our answer. See, I didn't know that. Are you asking about the Witcher lore of Witcher 3? Yeah, I don't mind spoiler-free explanations. Geralt is in Witcher is looking for Ciri, that we know, and he's still like her stepdaughter. Yep. And she has powers, but the bad guys want. Yeah, so it's pretty much what we've already known a lot from the books and from the stories and stuff. You can't say any more, spoil too much, but Ciri's card is very powerful. That's what but telling me what the card does in Gwent 3 would be a spoil to the story. Because I'm just kind of curious. Being that I know a little bit about the Gwent, I'm just curious of like what the card actually does. Oh, all right. I'll see you later, Reactor. Thanks for hanging out, Pando. I appreciate you coming in, saying hi. Enjoy work. I hope you have a good shift. So I guess we'll talk to everybody. We'll see what everyone has to say. Ike has got nothing new to say. The Grey Rider has got nothing new to say. But the Grey Rider is nothing. Grey Rider has nothing to say ever. It just gives us stats. Let's see what everyone has to say. So Isbel is the sorceress that we found.
Isbel?
Apologies. Thoughts consume me sometimes. Is there something you need?
Since we left Edirne, you've seemed unsettled. Is all in order?
I've seen many wars in my time. All ugly, all repulsive. But what the Imperials did at Aldersburg was... it was unforgivable.
Nilfgaard.
Truth.
That's what it does, Isbel. They seek here to repeat the rape of Sintra, the slaughter there.
Yes, I saw that. I was there. And at Sodden.
Then you know of what they're capable.
After Sodden, I took an oath never to take part in another war. Such suffering, such hatred, senseless, all those deaths.
See, she's like how I feel. How she is talking is how I want to play Cyberpunk.
Senseless deaths. Our troops sacrificed their lives in defense of their homeland, loved ones.
I must believe there's a better way. Forgive me, Mom. I must gather my thoughts. Never mind about me, though. I shall perform my duties to my utmost, as ever, as always.
Nice. That wasn't too bad. Hey, thanks for the follow, Cat in the Box. Hey, that's a perfect name for this particular stream. Welcome to the Shake the Box family, where there's a cat inside the box. Is there a coincidence there? I wonder. What do you discuss with my soldiers?
You speak with my soldiers a good deal. Said so yourself. I'd like to know what about.
Corporal Larkin, Mom. Do you know him?
No, I don't
Captain
think that I do.
Oisin, perhaps?
Nope.
Or Lieutenant Tegan?
Negative.
Of course I know them. Among my best. They've served me loyally for years.
You know them. But did you know that in fleeing Lyria, the corporal left behind a newborn daughter?
Oh, it's so
His
sad.
wife was in confinement when you gave the order to march. The corporal could not go to see them.
That's really sad.
True, the captain has no wife, no child. But he's not seen his brother in 5 years. Never once been granted leave. Your General Odo's orders always taking precedence.
Allow me to guess. You shall now tell me Tegan abandoned his sick mother to follow me.
She's like, pity them not.
No, Mom.
God, just trash stories out of here. I don't care. I'm cold hard.
Murdered the lieutenant's kin. Retaliation for his joining your rebellion. He learned of this just recently.
Oh, man.
Enough. You've made your point. Yet even were I to order them to return, they wouldn't listen. They know they've got nothing to go home to while Nilfgaard occupies our land.
See? So they can cry all they want, but it's for greater good.
Duty calls. I must go.
Damn, she like really, she ended that conversation real quick.
Should you need me, I'll be here.
Cool. So Geralt is rated 12 and summons Roach. Okay. And Ciri is rated 15 and have been playing in an obsessively ridiculous amount of Witcher 3. I've fallen in love with the game. Oh, yeah, I cannot wait. I don't know which Witcher I'm going to play first. I think I kind of want to start with Witcher 1 and then work my way up to Witcher 3, but at the same time, like, Witcher 3 is the one to play. So, the open world monster hunter for hire can do anything, kill monsters, sleeping with beautiful women, and there's a massive overacting plot that can be affected so much. Did you read the books? Are you like that into The Witcher, Thunder? or are you just familiar with the game mostly through are you familiar with the lore mostly through the games? Yeah, I almost picked it up on Switch as well. I own it for the PC, but part of me wanted to pick it up for Switch just to have it on the Switch, because I want, you know, like same thing like Skyrim, just have it on every platform. But I just got to play the damn game first, and I want to play it on PC. Originally, I didn't play it on my PC because it wasn't running right, but then I realized that my whole PC wasn't running right. So I bet you if I play the game now, it'll run phenomenally. Now that I have everything running a lot better than it was a couple months ago. Yeah, she's the queen of Lyria and Rivia. Oh, so that must have happened at some point, that she unites them and then is the queen of both. Sure, card does. No, don't be sorry at all. She's your highest rated. Nice. Krathier of the Wild Hunt is powerful as well and rated 12. Can you merge cards from like different decks and different styles? Because I know when you play The Witcher on iOS or whatever on Android phone, you know, on the PC, not Witcher, Gwent. I'm sorry. That there's like specific decks that are based off of the specific generals of like different regions. But I don't even know if you can really mix and match like I'm doing with this game, where I'm like putting cards from all different regions into my deck. I don't know if that's possible with Witcher 3's version of Gwent. And also, you don't have hero powers as far as I know, right? When you're playing Gwent in Witcher 3, do you have hero powers? Because that's very different. It changes the game tremendously. Reborn ability with the spies. Northern Realms I'm not a fan of. That's what I've been playing mostly with in this game. I do like them, but I'm trying to like transition out of the Northern Realms as much as possible, because it just seems like that's like the easy way to play the game. It's like, I don't know.
I'm pleased to see
I'm not that impressed by it.
Something.
Yeah, Meve does sound like someone from Games of Thrones. A lot of the voice actors in this game kind of sound like that. It still says I have something else to say to her,
Duty
but
calls.
I must, of course.
she still has an exclamation point over her head, but I can't actually have a conversation with her, so I don't know what's up with that. Yeah, that's why I like her. She's a hard bitch, and I appreciate that.
Yes,
Gal guy. But I've been role playing her in this game as being a hard bitch. So she's ice cold Queen Meve. And ain't nobody got time for that style of her play. Cat in the box. I love that emote. In your face. How are you and Gascon getting along?
How go things, Reynard? You and Gascon get along now, I hope.
Well, you might say we've established a certain rapport, Your Grace.
Oh, I'm so happy that you said that. Yeah, Yennefer is amazing in the books. You started the Storm of Destiny. Oh, so wait. You're going Sword of Destiny, sorry. Storm of Swords. No, is Storm of Swords Game of Thrones? Hold on. Season of Storms. Yeah, so Season of Storms takes place, I think, after Blood of Elves. So they came out with a 6th book in the trilogy, or in the 5-book story arc. So it's Last Wish, Sword of Destiny. Then it's supposed to be Blood of Elves, and it goes on from there to whatever other books there are. But then Season of Storms, which is technically the 6th book that came. Well, technically the 8th book that came out. 9th book, sorry. Yeah. Wait. I'm going back on that. There were 7 books that came out. The first 2 weren't numbered because they weren't written the same way as the last 5, because they were just short stories, where books 1 through 5 were actual novels. And the 6th book that came out, Season of Storms, technically, I think the story takes place between 2 of the other numbered books, but I'm not entirely sure yet. I haven't read it. It just dropped. I own it, but I haven't. Those books right there that I'm pointing at, those are my Witcher books. They happen to be just sitting behind me, but I haven't read the Season of Storms yet. But I want to make sure I have it in mind where the book takes place in the story before I get involved with it. But they made Yennefer not so interesting. Well, she's really interesting in the show, but she's less relatable in the show because you don't really understand like what's going on through her head as much. Where in the books, like, she just doesn't seem as much like she's not much of as like she's a bitch, but It seems like it's less calculated. I don't really know how to describe it, but the show doesn't do her justice the way I want it to. But maybe she'll get better as it goes on. You know, there's a lot of lore there to cram into one season. Then on the other side of it, we got to see a lot more backstory for her. What's up, Ramiro? What's going on? Thanks for coming in. All right, so, well, you might say we've established certain rapport. So she's talking to Reynard about his rapport with Gascon, who is the guy behind him, who was the leader of the bandits that we met in Act 1 of this story.
Tell me more, friend.
I don't pry into his affairs, nor he into mine.
I'd prefer it if my commanders worked together more closely.
Your Grace, the man's a brigand.
Oh, wow. That was straight to the point.
He was a brigand.
I must disagree, I fear. Yes, he stopped thieving for now, but only because it's convenient, so to speak. Gascon isn't a changed man. He still hasn't an ounce of honor, dignity.
Yet he has a unit of armed men, without which we'd be much worse off. Might not even have survived.
The writers in this game are incredible. But this is head by CD Projekt Red, so I'm not surprised.
Agreed. The Strays are excellent fighters. I'd be the first to admit it.
The Strays are the units that stand behind Gascon. Like, they're basically the Thieves Guild. They're his bandits.
I only fear they might turn on us. Leap at our throats when we least expect
No
it.
way, Reynard, you're crazy.
It's time I attended to other matters.
I can't even address that, Reynard. You're nuts. There's no way that they're turning on us. No way. Not now. Not when they know what's at stake here. And maybe they turn on us after we kill the Nilfgaardian invasion. I love that our dog's hanging out with the dwarf. He like smells whatever pipe weed he's smoking. He's like, hey man, what's going on over there? I could sniff it.
How's my favorite queen in the north?
See, he also sounds like Game of Thrones, but I guess it's because he's saying Queen of the North. Queen of the North. Oh, now I'm gonna ask him the same question. What is this, gossip hour?
You and Reynard, do you get along?
Like a cat and a hound. Get it? Because they call me
The Hound.
Yes, your jest.
Got it.
Far more difficult to enjoy.
That's probably true, in your royal high and mightiness's case.
Will you answer my question?
So, Ramiro, how's it going? How are you doing today? Oh, Ramino. Got it. I keep saying Ramino.
We get along
Oh, cool.
because we
I like the name.
must. Though it'd be far easier if he pulled the lance from his arse.
Ooh.
Haven't heard a truer word in a long while.
Wow. Good for her.
What was that?
Nothing.
I'm happy that's how she responded. She knows. Renard's a good guy. He's like her most loyal subject, but at the same time, he does have a lance up his butt. Ramino, how'd you get that name? Where is it from? Was Domino's was your inspiration? Erden buffs sword units 2 times? That sounds sick. The leaders of the decks have abilities. Oh, see, the leaders of the decks... Oh, that is interesting. I didn't know that it was like that. I actually didn't think that there was leader abilities in Gwent. I thought that was like a new addition. Cat and box. Oh, I love it. Yeah, Netflix writers went for modern, strong, feminist women, which Yennefer was not. See, all right, you know what? I think that you put it away that I had never actually thought about, Aquiro. Because, like, there is just something about her that felt off from the character that was written and the character that I know. And then maybe that's kind of it, is that she was just more of a cold, hard bitch than she was let off to be. Like, she's kind of dependent on those around her in the books. So, like, I guess she was changed in that regards, but not enough where it was annoying, but enough to notice a difference and enough to be like, there's something off here. That it's not that I don't like, it's just Well, yeah, I kind of, it's not that I don't appreciate, but maybe something that I don't really like so much. But they're entitled to do what they want. It's an adaptation, so I want to see where they go with it. Let's talk to Xavier.
Yes, milady?
We haven't talked to him in a while. Why do you stay with us?
You choose not to follow your king, Xavier. Why?
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that he was part of the other king's army.
To fight in the field with you. This was my wish, my lady.
He's so scarred. I was hoping the healer was going to help him.
But what of your home? Rosberg must be rebuilt. Engineers are needed.
I've no kin in Rosberg. No soul left for me there. All I've left is revenge.
I understand. Other matters await my attention. We shall speak later.
Nice. I kind of wanted to do this. Hold on. I'm just too curious. I want to know what this says. Message observer. That's the translation of the cat in the box message that they posted. What do you mean? Cat in the box? Please explain. I had to know. I Google translated what you said in chat, and it came up from Chinese to English as message observer. I was just too curious, cat in the box.
As you wish, my lady.
Please explain. Now I am an observer of that message. Works slow right now, so you figured to pop in? I appreciate you stopping in. I don't know, everyone sat... Well, it says they're like... They spell it wrong. No, everyone says it like that? I don't... You know, it's funny. I wonder why. I wonder why I natively say it like that. There has to be a reason, but I'm glad you let me know. Ramino. Okay, let's see what the dwarf has to say.
I need to speak with your quartermaster. Excuse my Elvish, but I can't drink that goat's piss he serves in.
Reynard's doing, no doubt. He doesn't like the men to drink too much.
To be blunt, man.
Wow, he does have a lance up his butt.
What Reynard himself needs is to get good and bloated for once in his stiff life.
Yes, I agree with you, Gabor.
So, I have a proposal for you. A shipment of the best Dwarven mead and lager. I can arrange for you to arrive. Trust me, the men's morale's nae like to be a problem when they pour a bit of fire in their guts.
You're actually British? See, I was like, why? What's going on there? I had to know. I had to figure that out. All right, so it can arrange for you for Yen to arrive. Yeah, let's do it. Arrange it. Do it.
Good point.
Let's get everyone drunk. Huzzah!
Oh, you've my thanks, dear queen. A few more days of that and I'd have been lapping up puddle water.
Yeah, well, you know what?
I trust you'll arrange the details.
We have to make him happy in order for us to move on. We need these dwarves to fight by our side.
Of course, no worries. You didn't ken how happy a dwarf you've made me. Ah, right. And the men too, of course.
Awesome. I like the Netflix TV show too. I mean, Thunder. I don't know how it's getting received by most people, but I mean, it's very popular. Anyone that I know has seen the show has liked it, give or take a few. Some people had watched a few episodes, just couldn't get further past that. But I really love it, and I'd like to see the real life portrayal of Child of the Elder Blood, and I can't wait to see what they do with this. I really can't wait. I really can't. kid brother and I would make up dumb words to call each other, and Ramino was mine for him until he turned it on me. And being a young kid, I was very unhappy with this and told my dad, and he thought it was just hilarious too. So he started calling me Ramino, and it just stuck. Is it close to your real name? I like that. That's actually a reason for it. Help that ramen has always been one of my favorite foods. Yes, ramen. It pretty much is my favorite food. So I agree with you on that. I can always go for ramen. I had ramen a couple days ago, and I'll probably have ramen a few days from now. There's without a doubt. If I can one meal take it to an island, it's rameno. Stream just repeated itself. Well, that's interesting. Unless I repeated myself. Nathan Ramino. I like that you have two close food chains names in your name. Domino's and Nathan's. Yeah, it's the Chinese way of saying lurk. That's exactly what Cat in the Box just did. Just want to let us know that they're there. Yeah, what do you mean by that, Deadly Dragon? Welcome back. Okay, tell me more about Zigrin clan.
You're a Zigrin, are you not? I know the name. One of your clan slew the dragon Okvist.
Aye. You're thinking of Yarpin. Cousin of my cousin. Left Mahakam when I was but a wee snot. Decent enough dwarf, but never could conform to our basic tenets and laws. Though, admittedly, we've so damn many it's hard to keep them from leaking out your ears.
Is it that bad?
I'll put it this way. Among human folk, you can't steal, brawl, murder. All the basics.
Yes.
In Mahakam, we've got laws about how to braid our beards. But I'm no one to complain. The Zilgrins are well-to-do, one of the richer clans. Got more than enough goods to suit our needs. Though, we've got some bads as well.
What do you mean?
Bah, nae worth your time. I didn't mean to bother you. Sides, best to jabber of such things over a cold pint.
Well,
or keg.
I mean, I am curious now. What can you tell me about the Elder in Chief?
Your elder. I'd like to know more. Do tell me about him, please.
One tough horseman, Prover. Stubborn as an old goat, as you'll soon see for yourself. All in all, though, he's nae as scary as some say. Been keeping the clans in check for some 2 centuries now.
Nice.
Which is nae a small feat, I might add, no.
No conflicts between them all this time. Are you certain?
I can't tell if you're jesting.
I love this guy.
At each other's throats each day they are. Breckenrigs despise the Chives. Dalbergs would scratch out the Hoog's eyes given half the chance. As for us, we hate them arse-licking fooses.
I love this guy.
Whoever's got his ways keeps each yin in line. If not for him, Mahakam would have fallen to bits ages past.
No, yeah, I want to know what he means.
Why?
Round 150 years ago, when the elves
So
were
much
fighting
lore,
that
this is
hopeless
awesome.
war against your folk, the Elder-in-Chief ordered the pass to Mahakam sealed tight. If it weren't for that, we'd have ended up like the pointy ears. As it was, we waited for the shite storm to abate. Didn't you open the pass and stretch your legs again till it were safe?
Yes, I remember.
Huh.
The manufacturers in Rivia have yet to recover.
With all due respect, Your Grace, your workshops forge utter crap. It's nae our fault that human folk prefer Dwarven goods. Basic market principles, that's all it is.
I feel enlightened, Gabor.
I know. I do too. I love this guy.
We shall return to this conversation later.
No skin off my back. Be seeing each other, Your Grace.
Okay, I'll be right back and then we'll get into this conversation. Because there's a lot of stuff going on in chat that I want to respond to. Be right back.